Health Expo officially opened and natural gas emissions at Kumaka have ceased. It's Thursday, June 6th. These stories and more making today's news. Health Expo 2019 was officially declared open on Wednesday evening at the Sophia Exhibition Center under the theme, Reaching for a Better Life in Good Health.
The Ministry of Public Health launched its second annual Health Expo at the Sophia Exhibition Center under the theme, Reaching for a Better Life with Good Health. Officially declared open by Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs Sidney Allicock. He emphasized the government's commitment to ensuring that every Guyanese have access to proper health care.
Good health of our nation is a pillar for real development of this beautiful country. Your government remains committed to doing its part in ensuring that every citizen in this beautiful Guyana, wherever you live, whether it's on the lively coast, whether it's on the plains of the savannas, whether it's on the rivers, creeks, valleys, or the beautiful Pacaraima Mountains, that you have access to proper medical services that will encourage the effective growth of your mental and physical health.
During her remarks, Minister of Public Health, Valda Lawrence, spoke of her ministry's public health agenda, which focuses on inclusive and equitable health services for all.
The intent and vision of the Ministry of Public Health in moving forward are to identify the gaps that exist in terms of accessibility and to work conscientiously to bridge them. Our objective is to avail our neighborhoods and communities in the hinterland regions of the health amenities that our coastal residents enjoy. This is the only way in which we can truly realize SDG number 3, which speaks of ensuring the health and well-being of all.
The 4-day Health Expo aims to develop synergies between the Ministry of Public Health and healthcare providers, and more importantly, the general public. With videographers Leon Leong and Kenyon Bacchus, I am Seneca Thorne for InfoHub.
The Director General of the Civil Defense Commission, Lieutenant Colonel Kester Craig, today informed that the emission of natural gases which occurred in the Kumaka area Barima-Waini have ceased. A hydrologist from the Hydromet office was dispatched to the area to conduct a further assessment. The eruption was as a result of a Brazilian company drilling a water well at the location. A cease order has been issued and the company advised by the Environmental Protection Agency to seek the proper permissions before recommencing private water well drilling operations. The company was also ordered to ensure that the failed well sites are properly capped. President David Granger today reminded Guyanese that the protection of the environment is an obligation, not an option.
The government, in compliance with the Constitution, has taken steps to protect human life by safeguarding the environment. It is committed to preventing pollution and ecological degradation by preventing the contamination of our waterways, the phasing out of the importation of single-use plastics, and improving solid waste management.
President Granger was speaking at an event hosted at the Buridi Benab State House in observance of World Environment Day. The president informed that the Green State Development Strategy will become a model of environmental stewardship.
It will demonstrate the signal role which a small state like Guyana can play in protecting the world's air, water, and land from the threat of pollution.
United Nations resident representative Mikiko Tanaka praised the Green State Development Strategy and pledged the UN support in its implementation.
The Green State Development Strategy is an ambitious and transformative national development vision and strategy that is well aligned with the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. The UN system will support the implementation of the Green State Development Strategy. We would like to, in particular, to work with the government and interested partners to address interconnected SDG issues.
For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu has expressed sympathy to First Lady Sandra Granger on the passing of her mother, Edith Chanisu. The Prime Minister, in an email to President David Granger, asked that sympathy be conveyed to the Chanisu family on behalf of himself and wife Sita Nagamutu. Prime Minister Nagamutu is currently on travel duty overseas. 94-year-old Edith Chanisu died on Wednesday morning at the St. Joseph's Mercy Hospital. A new board of directors has been appointed to the Guyana Power and Light Incorporated. The new members were installed today in the presence of Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson.
Heading the new board as chairman is Raul Lucas, former chairman of Guyana Revenue Authority's Board of Directors. The newly appointed chairman was clear on his mandate.
Colleagues, I'm appealing to you to understand that the focus that I'm coming with a high dependence on you for support, is to end this scourge that we call blackout in this country.
Lucas committed to ensuring GPL thrives as the board moves forward with its agenda.
I would like to assure you that I am interested in working with you.
Chief Executive Officer Albert Gordon, while commending the incoming board for having the necessary skills, pointed to some of the company's weaknesses.
We have to do significant work on the infrastructure side, building additional capacity, generation, transmission, distribution, as well as doing some reconfiguration to introduce redundancy in the system.
Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson, who handed over the letters of appointment, disclosed that $21 billion is available in funding for the company through one of the international banks. He also revealed that the company will be getting another boost.
Climate Mitigating Ministry of Norway wrote to confirm that Norway has agreed to transfer the $80 million US, which was earmarked for the Myla Falls to do 30 megawatts of solar PV farms with storage. And that, I think, is a significant boost for the company.
Minister Patterson urged GPL to adopt fair and meaningful policies for staff and to remain on track with its social responsibilities to citizens. The newly appointed board took effect from May 1 and will serve for a period of 2 years. Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
Government to pursue public-private partnership for construction of Linden to Telethon Road. This was disclosed on Wednesday by Minister of Natural Resources, Raphael Trotman.
There are a few expressions of interest from companies, China, Brazil, and elsewhere, from what would Kurpakari to Anai down to Telethon. So we do have some proposals, but I don't believe we're at the stage yet of qualifying or quantifying who will do what. We'll have to have open tenders and so forth, but there's no shortage of interest to get that road done.
Minister of Natural Resources, Raphael Trotman. Meantime, Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson updated InfoHub on the progress made thus far on the project.
The road to Telethon starts this year. There's a first phase, the road to Telethon is 450 kilometers. The phase 1 is 125 kilometers, which is being funded by a loan and a grant.
Government has also received unsolicited expressions of interest. Minister Patterson outlined the way forward.
We're keeping them and we're working with them to ensure that at the end of the day we have a package and that we have one continuous project so that when we start phase 1 this year, it continues, the whole project continues until it's completed.
The Linden to Telethon Road project is partly funded by the UK Caribbean Infrastructure Partnership Fund. The project aims to bridge the disparities that exist between the coast and the hinterland. Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
Still to come, GPL to install smart meters by 2021, and the new women's shelter is being constructed in Linden. Details of these stories and more after the break.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. The Ghana Power and Light Incorporated has announced plans to have 80,000 smart meters installed by 2021 to combat electricity theft. The company says this will reduce the damage being done to its feeder system, which results in power outages and voltage irregularities.
The administration of GPL admitted that electricity theft has been a perennial problem for the company, which remains a huge challenge. The installation of these new meters will see the phasing out of conventional meters because of their remote reading capability.
We are going after all components. We are putting in smart meters. We are linking our metering system with our transformers so we can identify the areas where the losses are highest and target those areas.
As GPL remains committed to providing permanent solutions to these challenges, it is actively working to implement the system as soon as feasible. This serves as part of its campaign to curb electricity theft, particularly in coastal regions. Customers who attempt to tamper with the new meters will trigger a motion sensor, which will alert the company immediately.
There are areas where there may be an affordability issue and people think they should steal. We don't agree with that. But there are also areas where larger customers may also be involved in using our service without paying.
The meters fall under the Power Utility Upgrade Program, PUUP, which is aimed at providing a higher quality of service to consumers. They will allow GPL to better monitor its feeder system, each of which is supposed to have only 4,000 customers, but is currently overburdened due to the illegal connections to the grid. Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
The Ghana Police Force has issued a wanted bulletin for Kevin Campbell for obtaining credit under false pretense. Campbell is of East Indian descent and his last known address is given as La 36 Crown Dam Industry, East Coast, Demerara. Anyone knowing his whereabouts is asked to contact the police on telephone numbers 226-2407 or 911. Isaiah Braffett now tells us that a women's shelter is being constructed in Linden, Region 10.
The women's shelter being constructed in Amelia's ward, Linden, is being welcomed by residents. The shelter is expected to provide a safe space for abused women.
Construction of the shelter is a collaborative effort by several government agencies and the United States New Horizon. Linden residents Irene Bentic and Carol Benjamin had this to say about the construction of the shelter.
We know that our women and girls will be cared for in a way and they could regroup themselves and come out back in society as better women and girls.
We have so many persons who are troubled, so many women who experience violence within this area, domestic violence. And, this is real good for us.
The shelter, when completed, will house approximately 20 women. Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali said the shelter will provide more than just a safe space for at-risk women. Women, she highlighted, will have the support they need to rebuild their lives.
It will provide essential aspects of protection services and resources, which will enable women who have experienced abuse and their children to recover, to rebuild their self-esteem, and to take the necessary steps to regain a self-determined and independent life.
U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Sarah Ann Lynch noted that the initiative speaks a volume to the commitment by the U.S. to build a stronger relationship with Guyana.
For the United States, this increase in the quality of life of so many Guyanese, as well as the increase in our partners' capacity, your capacity, to confront these challenges is a great return on our investment.
Reporting from Amelia's Ward, Linden, I am Isaiah Braffett with videographer Anil Silal for InfoHub.
The Guyana Shore-based Incorporated and Total Tech Oilfield Services have partnered to recruit and train more than 120 Guyanese in basic safety and oilfield operations.
News that the Academy was aiming to train 120 persons in a mere 4 months caught the attention of Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman.
I follow your progress as I follow the progress of the Department of Energy, and it is with a great sense of pride that I believe both your academy, your work, and the Department of Energy are growing in leaps and bounds. I believe that there was an expectation that with the click of a finger, Guyana would be ready for petroleum, but it takes time, it takes investment, it takes months and perhaps years, and even as the industry is about to appear before us, it will still take years to get us fully in place.
Over the past year, the Academy has produced over 150 Guyanese graduates through an intense training process. They are now looking to turn out 120 graduates in the coming months.
We are mobilizing additional classroom space to this facility, and right next door we are mobilizing additional equipment to be able to cope with the volume of training that we have to do, additional instructors, and making sure that we are going to be able to meet the requirements of getting more and more young Guyanese into the industry as quickly as we can catalyze them into meaningful careers.
Minister Trotman was also excited to see that the Academy had taken on more women as well.
Also recall that there were not too many women, in fact one woman, and I gave a challenge to the Academy to ensure that more women are trained and employed, and I'm happy to see and to hear and to learn that we now have quite a few women trained and working.
Students attending the Academy will be on full scholarships and will be given a stipend. Successful candidates will fill positions on the shore base located in Houston. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
That's all for today. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news on our website, dpi.gov.gy, and pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.